I'm in Battlefield View. You know what that means. It means the Card Kingdom logo has appeared, and I'm going to talk about them because they're my sponsor. I love Card Kingdom. I just picked up some cards that I pre-ordered from Modern Horizons from them, and I am always comparing their buy prices. Like, I sell Magic cards myself, and sometimes their buy prices are so good, I look at what the going rate is where I'm selling it, and I'm like, wow, I should just pull this stock off of where I'm selling it and just sell it directly to Card Kingdom. It would be easier and and worth just about as much money to me. So their buy prices are amazing. I keep saying that because my head's in that space as I look at that stuff every day these days. And but they also have everything. You know, they're there to at cardkingdom.com. You can hit my affiliate link down below. Anything you need for Magic, they're going to have that. And if they don't, they are actively trying to acquire it. You know, they're very rarely out of things, and when they are, I know it eats at their soul a little bit in that building until they get everything available for you. So incorporate them into your Magic shopping, into your price comparisons. Nobody should shop at just one place ever, or else you're not doing it right. But if you're not including Card Kingdom in your assessment of what's out there, you're also not doing it right. So be sure to check them out. Thanks, Card Kingdom. We have a pretty good run going on this account. We're almost to 9,000 gems. We've been drafting every day on it. We've just had some good success lately, so the gems are high. And we're going to jump in. All right, so you assess what we're going to take here. You know, I love some rare drafting, but it's possible to take something other than the rare pack one, pick one. But I'm way behind on chat. I want to see what people are thinking and saying. Oh, Fiddles gifted a sub to Red Hot Llama. That was kind of you, Fiddles. Thanks for that. Rigid Thinking can't wait for Tendershoot Dryad to be out of standard. I have not heard that named as some oppressive card in the format. You just losing to it a lot, or what? Media says, when you were talking about ranked draft, you mentioned one of their goals is to make best of one the main format. Why is that? I know this is subjective, but I really dislike it compared to best of three, and I don't understand why they're suddenly pushing it after 25 years. I'll say briefly there that in order for digital Magic to compete in the arena, no pun intended, in which it finds itself against the likes of Hearthstone, Eternal, other even games, phone games that take five minutes, basically, Magic was not built for the digital age and has some drawbacks, including the length of time commitment it takes to commit to a match. And best of one allows Magic to compete more equally on this Hearthstone stage where when matches are best of one. And also it's responding to viewers and players as well. Media, you might not like best of one, but it's extremely popular. I mean, all the choices are there. And of course, incentives are going to drive, you know, you can, there's a chicken and egg question about, is it popular because of incentives, or are they incentivizing because it was popular? But best of one is super popular among Magic players. There are people who really like and appreciate that Arena is offering that. And so in a sense, leaning into best of one is a response to the player base, not just Wizards trying to leverage that position in the market and have a faster play experience. Vaporkins, speaking in Russian. I'm sure it's super kind stuff. Valhalla says, that is something I like about the way they design Magic. They will correct or balance by creating cards to deal with other cards. When I played Gwent, they took the approach of just removing and redesigning the cards people were complaining about instead of just giving the players new tools to deal with those cards, to the point that they basically balanced all the fun and creativity out of Gwent. That's interesting, Valhalla's chosen. That's definitely a factor in. So paper is rigid, right? When Magic prints a card, they're stuck with it. They don't get to go in and change the numbers on Jace the Mind Sculptor or whatever to rebalance. They have to live with the cardboard they print. And digital games don't have that drawback, but also, as you say, it can be, you give designers enough rope and they can hang themselves, right? So it sounds like the designers on Gwent hung themselves with the rope, the digital rope they had through the ability to change cards, whereas Magic is kind of forced to just respond 18 months later. But they like doing that because they like to kill their grown-up child so that you love the new baby, right? Fire Blast is enjoying Maro's drive to work. Yeah, that was a great idea for Mark, allowing him to make more content at a time he wasn't doing anything anyway. Norbert Foster asks, how easy is it to sell cards to a place like Card Kingdom? For example, is shipping difficult? I'm used to it by now, and also I have the luxury of being able to drop my orders off, so that's fair. But you can even do things like, I have shipped, you can take a cardboard Magic box. It depends on how much you want to sell, right? But if you took just even a small typical cardboard Magic box of cards, fill it with basic lands up to this, let's say you're selling 50 cards. You put in 50 and then you fill the rest out with basic lands to keep it tight. And then you can duct tape that up and put a label right on it and ship it like that, and it'll get there fine. What you have to do is make sure, let me draft you. Make sure that you put everything in the right order. They want you to enter in your order and then submit it to them in the order that they have it on screen. So that's the fiddliest part, is just getting the order right. Yeah, we're taking the rare here for sure, I think. And we're getting... Boris doesn't like the best of one hand smoothing. That's fair. They might... I could see them with London Mulligan just removing that altogether. Wouldn't surprise me. It's kind of... I think the London Mulligan is so good at mitigating the games where you have to mulligan, or at least mitigating the feel bad and creating a situation where you feel like you're playing Magic, that maybe they can just let go of the best of one. Okay. I can open Deckmaster, but it doesn't really work for this format. I had it closed, so it was off altogether, but I'll open Deckmaster here. Starting hand selection algorithm is best of one only. So there you go. Now you should be able to hover over, and hand smoothing is how somebody in chat put it, and I'm trying to clarify it and use the way we described it when I was working on the feature, which is a starting hand selection for best of one uses an algorithm that takes two different separate starting hands from your deck and leans towards giving you the one that has the more average land to spell ratio. We already have 4 of these. All right, let's get to drafting. Thank you so much for your patience. I do like to check in with chat and say hello. It's one of my favorite parts of doing this, is that I get to interact with people in real time and answer questions. Leads to some tangents and some lack of picks here, but it's what this thing is, what streaming's all about. All right, so let's take Widespread Brutality. We love Spellgorger Weird. Rager is fine, but there's nothing else here really pressuring me to do anything but take this. We don't have to marry this pick, but it's the pick. All right, rare is missing from this pack. We've got Davriel, which could go along with the first pick, but what else have we got? Ooh, Davriel might... Well, there's Elite Guard Mage, might be a little bit better than Davriel in the abstract, but Davriel at least is on color. Helix, yeah, is the other option, really. Helix versus Davriel, but I like Davriel. Guard Major Helix is what some people... No love for Davriel? Vazda really likes the mage. I don't like the blue whiteness of it. Haven't had a lot of success with blue white. I'm gonna take
No
Davriel.
one has seen my face and lived, I think.
I haven't heard that line before. That's funny. Living Twister for gems, or Guild Globe, or for just generic Bond of Insight. Weird. This is not a great pack. I think we just... Yeah, we might actually play the Twister. And it's gems. Is it a bomb? It's good. It's good. We'll take it. I don't know if it's a bomb, but it's good. Very good, even. Like B plus? Is this A minus? If I'm not sure if this is A minus territory or if just B plus. Wanderer's Strike is the best card in the pack. Tidebearer Giant is the best card that matches anything we've got going on here. Rampage isn't a sign. No, it's not very good. This is a constructed card. I mean, we can take it because we are best of 3 here, so sideboarding is going to be relevant, but I don't think we actually need to take the Rampage here. If it wheels, that's fine, but this is actually not a good good removal spell for the format. This is, and if we ended up... I don't know, there's a lot of ways this could still break, so I'm just going to take the most powerful card here, which is the Wanderer's Strike over this Giant. And yeah, this is something along the lines of what I was thinking we could end up doing. You know, I know we're not in green yet, but like if we ended up green-black and got got 2 New Horizons, then you can do things like Splash, Living Twister, and Widespread Brutality off of a double Horizons. And we could be headed towards a... This is a... It doesn't commit us, but this would be a pick towards that possibility. And there's nothing much else here except for this Trusted Pegasus, so I tend to want to take... Or this, like, this Blind Blast that's just okay. Whereas New Horizons opens up a path to a possible direction that I like to, that's where I like to be around pack 1, pick 5, giving ourselves possibilities. And yeah, for those wanting the Pegasus, I just dislike white that much. If we had it opened in Oketra or something, we'd be pushing in on white. But Wanderer's Strike and Trusted Pegasus are not in themselves powerful enough for me to want to lean into white. So I would rather take the Horizon and keep that open. Again, we're not married to that either. It's just a path we can keep open with that pick. Now here we get really nice red cards in Burning Prophet and Heartfire, a decent green card and a decent black card, and a very replaceable set of blue and artifacts. I think this is Prophet. Are you guys on Prophet with me on this? Oh yeah, Lost Nightmare. I went on several tangents this morning, so we didn't. You get a little delay, and where we go here. All right, so yeah, it looks like we could still end up being a new, base green red, and Splash, Widespread, and maybe Davriel. But yeah, we'll take the Prophet and try to listen to the bots here, understand where we're supposed to be. I think Manticore is fine for pick 7, better than Croc. Hey, well, I mean, this kind of says be green red. It's not amazing, but being pick 8, it certainly suggests that this is open. Oh, and this is nice too. Like we have, yeah, well, we've listened. We hear you, bots. We hear you. Yeah, we're going to take Honor quite happily and see about splashing Brutality. Probably not running Davriel in a base red-green deck. because it's not great on a splash. We want Davriel on 3 reliably. So I imagine that our deck right now is looking like this. Here's another Manticore. We could take a Nissa's Triumph if we just felt like we were ramping. Also keep in mind, Nissa's Triumph, they go into your hand, which is actually nice for the Living Twister. You don't necessarily want them on the battlefield. So, second Manticore, or do we have a deck for a Triumph because we were running Living Twister? That's yeah, Triumph. Triumph is just really not even really a playable card in general, but this could be the spot where it is with the Twister. But I think we just take another Manticore. Thing is, we'll probably get another one of these before the end of the draft, and I'm like never playing 3. I do too, Valhalla, but I think we'll take a Triumph just because I expect we can get a Manticore later, especially with how open red is. I don't know if we're even running this. I just want the option. Guild Globe is pretty cool here, but we do have a forced landing, and we're best of 3. So a sideboard B+ removal spell is probably better than a Globe. This is close, though, because we do want to cast Wanderer's Strike and Widespread Brutality. Kutaski, we probably don't want to play Triumph, but we probably don't need a second Manticore in the end of pack 1 because we'll get more. So it was just it was a hedge against 2 cards we were probably not going to play. I think we have to do Globe here. I like you know, this is sideboard removal, but Globe allows for this main deck removal and this main deck sweeper to work. Stinger is fine here. Probably also a sideboard card against big ground stuff. I definitely like Stinger over Nature. I never find that people have enough enchantments or artifacts to make bringing Return to Nature in worth doing. Like, I've never done it. Well, this isn't a great rare, but it's playable. It's a great constructed card. I really like it in constructed. It's it kind of makes you want to play things like Sprint, but Sprint is just marginal. Sprint is not unplayable. I mean, the fact that it pumps power and toughness at instant speed for 1 makes it a viable combat trick. But I don't know if you want to run them just because you have an Arcanist, but we will take the Arcanist and probably run it and also happily take the gems. This is kind of where I was hoping to end up where we were early in pack 1, you know, when we had Widespread Brutality and Davriel as early picks. I kind of wanted to head this direction, but we're not really there now. We're pretty straightforward red-green. I think we want to just take the Crunch. Oh, Vraska. Sorry, I saw the black of Vraska and was thinking of her more as a black card, but I think we just take Vraska. Yeah, Vraska's great.
Wherever I go, I leave bodies in my wake.
Another sad black card that I would love to be adding to a black-green deck pile, but we don't have that. We could take it and potentially splash it. Might be worth splashing. We can take another strike, yeah. Definitely not taking the Initiate. We're not really there. I don't really like the Initiate under most circumstances. There's Grizzly, but Grizzly will come around, and if the Grizzly doesn't, I'm okay with that. I think we just take a second strike. Yeah, we don't even have anything much going on at 5. We'll probably wheel the Beacon as well. You can choose between those cards wheeled. Nahiri for more removal, Crunchy Crunch, or Globe. Probably just Nahiri. Nahiri's not amazing, but sometimes when you're on aggro, that first strike static is insane, and, you know, paying 4 to kill a tapped creature is also not the worst, and there's usually some upside. Yeah, we're pack 2, pick 4. We'll focus on creatures, but I think this is fine here. Maybe we'll wheel Crunch. I don't know. Does Crunch wheel these days? We want to get some Crunches. Let's crunch this up.
Every pebble is a soldier,
He says,
in my army.
taking something else completely. We can take Pollen Bright Druid or Honor. Let's go Pollen Bright here. Here's another Rioters. Let's go ahead and take it. Oh, do we want it over? Heartfire is real good. Rioters may come around. Don't have a Heartfire yet. I'm going to take it, though, and let's see if we can make this happen. You want to take the Druid? No, I don't think Druid for sure. I like, and I don't like Jang much either. There are people looking to these for our fixing. I'd rather take Rubble and get 2 of these and focus in on trying to get some support for it. Lean into this now. Not to the point of playing Stone Blades or anything, but here's a Grizzly we can pick up. Here's the Manticore. This is why I took that Triumph before. I figured we'd have our options at Manticore, but probably just want a second Honor. Four one does work with the Rioters, but there's another one we could get super late. But it is a nice... These have haste, so we want to look at 2s. Assault is 4 power. I think we just take Honor. We'll get our creatures. We have a whole pack. Whole pack to go. No problem. Bully. Yeah, I guess Bully over Stinger. Here we go. We'll take a Goblin Assault team here. That's about where I want to take them. We can take a Sprint here or a Silverwing. I think just taking a Sprint, though, is good. This will pump up some Rubble Belt Rioters. That's a fair point. We have Vraska and Stingers, so we could like keep the Stinger main because of the combo with Vraska. All right. Yeah, we're doing all right. I think this is, I mean, this is 23 cards. And there's some stuff maybe we could improve on, but man, if we just had to submit this as our deck, I wouldn't be thrilled, but I love that we're going into pack 3 with this kind of flexibility. Teferi, like the flexibility to take a card we're not going to play. You could also pass it. It's only 20 gems, and we do have some, we want to get our creature count up. These crunches aren't wheeling. We have a Mowu we could go for. There's a, Band Together for removal. Yeah, we got some Death Touch in this in our decks. We can take Merfolk Skydiver, continuing towards a splash plan. We're gonna play this Naga. All right, fine. I'll get it out of the... We'll get it out of view, out of sight, out of mind. Probably not playing this. Despite it working with the Prophet, we probably hope to not play this. We hope to upgrade this. Really, honestly, I hope to upgrade this. Crunchy crunch, huh? Hey, Fawn. Good to see you. Yeah, I'll leave Worm in for now, but we hope to turn it into another Manticore, for example. Let's get Band Together here. Sorry, Teferi. You rock, but band together. Oof. Splash a Prison Realm. Take a Mowu. How are we putting counters on Mowu? We've got Pollen Bright Druid, New Horizons. But how else? Everybody's like, you want Mowu, but do we? Mowu's like a 3/3 for the most part for us. Yeah, we can afford to take gems. I mean, we can take Prison Realm, but we're already splashing 2 Wanderer's Strike. So, yeah, I'm going to take gems. Is this a Kiora deck? Or are we just taking a wolf here? Boring old wolf. Kiora triggers here, here, here. That's it. We're not really a Kiora deck. Kiora does ramp. I mean, and Kiora plus New Horizons is big time fun. But yeah, I think the boring but correct pick is just to take a stupid creature here. Really getting hosed on creatures. Yeah, I mean, we're taking the Snare Spinner, I guess, but kind of sad. I don't want the Invader. Yeah, I might have to bring in the Naga on the splash. Well, can't cast that Death Sprout. Another Pollen Bright Druid. Kind of helps with the 2s. And then there's another Assault Team. But I think we just take the 2s. Yeah, Croc is 5 power, but take a Druid. Closing in on last fresh cards, we have a Globe, Spinner, or Bond. What are we doing on creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These kind of make them, but 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This makes creatures 12, 13, like we're at 14. Yeah, I hope that crunch wheels 2, but I'm not counting on it. No, I value casting my spells too much to reduce my colored mana sources just for this effect. Do we need a second Globe? We are trying to splash Widespread and Wanderer's Strike, currently on just 2 things. I'm going to take the Globe. I think it helps us enough. Lets us splash things. Spinner's fine, but I really want to solidify the splashes we have. Here, probably taking a Crocodile over another big worm or anything else going on here. Boy, this pack has not gone great for us, if we're honest. Probably taking a Turret Ogre here. Yeah. Hey, we did get a Crunch back. That makes me happy, actually. We want that over Courage. We don't have a Mowu or anything here. I think I want a second Sprint over a second Croc. I don't think we're ever playing a second Croc if we're even playing the first. And I could see a world where we decide to go all in aggro and play both Sprints and get low down to the ground. And we'll take a Silverwing here. Possible play, possible. Vault Progress. Well, we can have a third Honor or a second Croc. Hey, Double D's. Good morning. Yeah, we're probably not main decking the Silverwing, that's true. Yeah, I guess we're never playing a third Honor, so might as well take a Croc. I don't think we're playing either of those. Catharsis, not bad for the board as a last pick. 80 gems. Let's make a note of that. Ah, that's where I knew it. 80 gem grind, and we're going to be on red, green, or green, red, white, black on the splash. This is war. All right, thank you for your patience. So those of you who don't know what I'm doing here, here's the spreadsheet where we track all the results here. Oops, except you had to spell it correctly. Where were we at on numbers? 16-12 is the current split here. I think maybe I want to see if we can run one sprint. Let's cut the stinger for now. I think even with the Vraska, I like cutting the stinger. Probably, definitely one of these, if not both. Probably cutting that. Hexproof and coming down a turn earlier. I don't know. Let's see. We have army take. We have 2 honors, and I think that's about it for our army creation outside of it. Maybe that means we cut this. That's possible. We also have ways to proliferate our army, so there is that. Oh yeah, Manticore is... Dread Horde seems... Is there a Dread Horde in here? Oh, Arcanist. Yeah, it's not amazing. We could cut it entirely, I suppose. Where does that leave us? 14. Yeah, Brutality is a 4-drop. Three cuts. Let's see. Well, what if we cut that and the Arcanist? We just gave up on that angle, and we still have a lot of 2s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards we're willing to play on 2. That's nice. The Goblin is pretty weak, but we do have double Rubble Belt, double Rubble Trouble. And call that, call this deck Double Trouble. I don't think that reveals too much. How about also, I'm in the wrong spot, aren't I? Hide up here. Oh yeah, I took Grizzly out, but it's not unplayable, Zach. I kind of forgot it was in the board. It's an option. I do want to go higher power, though, as well, because of the double rioters. Prof wants to know how we're actually trying to win here. Well, I think we're trying to win. I think we're trying to be pretty aggressive. It's nice. Yeah, we could even cut the brutality and just focus on being really aggressive. But if we do get, you know, if we get an army token created and we proliferate it to a 2/2 and then we brutality and leave a 4/4 and kill everything else, like, it's going to be a nice finishing play. We could call it a 41 card special in honor of Jay. No, we're going to figure out a cut. Well, Nahiri is a contextual play, right? We are looking to be aggressive, and when you have a deck where you feel like her static is going to be important to you, then I think she's a very good planeswalker. So, you know, we could do 16, but not when we're running a 6. I don't like that when we're running a 6. We just want to cast our stuff. We could go to 16 though, because we have 2 Guild Globes and a New Horizons, but it's the kind of thing you do and then you regret your greed later. I want to find a different cut. So close, so close, so close. I want to, not a creature. Man, maybe we do have to cut the brutality. It's like brutality, honor, a globe. Not taking out in here. We're at least going to start with her. Could cut the wolf. Cut ward scale in a land. If we're not cutting the Manticore, I don't want to. I'm going to keep it at 17. And I'm trying to avoid cutting a creature. We have 13. Like, if we do this and go to 12 creatures, then we're counting on this as creature 13. And these as kind of creature-ish. Yeah, we'll get to those. Yeah, we could do that. Let's see. Norbert's offering something interesting. Cut Brutality and Guild Globe. Play Plains. Add Grizzly Stinger. That's an interesting suggestion. Well, he's just, I get it. Like saying, let's give up on this Black Splash, which allows us to lower the globe count, and then, you know, play stuff in this range. Yeah, the honors just, it's a great point. We shouldn't go down to 16 because we have honors to get rid of extra lands or find it. But I think I want to try this first. And I'm going to find my cut, darn it. Well, we're just going to do this. James wonders, do you think Arena will ever let us save multiple builds? Yeah, eventually. It seems like an important feature for quality of life in Sealed in particular. Draft, I don't care as much. Yeah, we could cut an Honor. I like Honor a lot, and it does feed into widespread brutality. Let's, I'm gonna cut the Wolf and play the Honor, but I think that's what it comes down to, like Wolf or Honor. I don't want to cut the Croc. I know it's not great, but we do need, but it does put 5 power on board for Rioters and is hard to remove, you know. I like the Wolf GRS, but we got to cut something. What are you cutting? What do you? So GRS, what's your final answer here? How are you changing this deck currently on screen? Why aren't we cutting the Croc? Because our current creature count is 12. I really don't want to go down on creatures. We could cut Croc and bring back in the Wolf, but we have 2 riders that love high power creatures entering the battlefield. So dropping a ward scale Croc turns these into 5 power attackers. That's why. Vraska creates creatures, yes, but even 13 is low. Yeah, there's some half creatures and stuff, but again, we have New Horizons and we have Nahiri. Like, we want a lot of creatures. So saying we're not really at 12 creatures, Ryan, we're at 13 and a half. Okay, well, I still don't want to drop down on creatures. All right, so I'll do that. We can do this and this if you want. Well, surprised that you want to cut Assault Team and leave Croc. I would kind of think the opposite, that we would cut Croc and leave the Assault Team. Okay. Well, let's stop talking and start playing. We can come back and make changes if we feel the need. No, we don't need a plains. Well, maybe one plane. Like, yeah, I guess, yeah, maybe one plains is fair. Because of the globes being one-timers. So let's recapture this. Update info, go to battlefield. All right, we're all set. Let's do it. Par on this one. This is a solid deck. It's not amazing. I don't love green-red, but we listen to the bots and I think are in a decent spot. So I'm going to call this a par 2.5. I'll keep this as well. We need green, but we do have the globe. Oh, come on. Don't do this to us. If we don't find a forest naturally, we kind of need to just spend our third turn on New Horizons to get green going for us. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to do that. That's too bad. Although if we get a natural forest, we can play riders. Nope. And we still could. With a second globe, maybe we do. We can go riders. Or we just make a wolf as well. With the second globe, let's play the wolf and see if we can get lucky and find a natural source of green. And if they want to no escape a wolf, we have to just accept that. I'm not going to not cast anything here. I mean, we could cast New Horizons to play around that's true. But with 2 Pollen Bright Druids, I would like to try and land a counter with New Horizons. So we'll try it. All right, it landed. If they had countered that, so be it. Or all right, so they destroy it. Awkward.
This is all just an illusion. It's a matter of give and take.
That's super awkward. Come on, deck. Fifth mountain. Yeah, it's nice that they're milling themselves, I suppose. But it's not going to matter if they outdraw us to the point where we can't punish them for that. Yeah, we have to obviously play the globe. Let's see if we find a forest naturally here. We do. And I guess that means we have to Pollen Bright because we need to get some pressure on. Riders have haste. Let's go. Riders, Pollen Bright, attack. No, we're gonna put counter on the Pollen Bright because then the Riders is a two power creature this turn, and we can New Horizons it next turn if we want.
Should have seen that coming.
These dead cards are really a problem for us. I mean, New Horizons is fine, but we're basically, yeah, it's like, this is not going to win us this game, and neither is giving us more land. So that's really depressing and probably puts us out of reach for this game. Man, this feels weak. Like, we're just waiting to die. But I will put a counter on the Riders in case we get some Proliferate.
How you played and you did.
I was saying putting the counter on this allowed this to be a 2-power attacker. I guess it would have been a 2-power attacker either way, because if I put it here, it would have been a 1-1 and a 1-5, and then it attacks, and 1 power is the best, so it still would have attacked as a 2-power. But I'm cool with this approach. Oh, with Band Together, we can attack for 5, and then Band Together before blockers. Might want to Band Together after blockers. Yeah, we have 2 Honor the God Pharaoh to try and turn something. Well, no, I don't think we should scoop yet because we're not entirely out of this. Just mostly dead. And also with the way they're going. But attack and remove after. If we attack, if we let them block, we can remove after blocking. I think you guys are giving up on this game too early with the don't show anything. Yeah, we get to 5 power. I guess we have to attack just to get to the 5 power, and then we can use the Band Together effectively. But I think we do... Well, we should just wait till blocking. Maybe, yeah, they blocked correctly, unfortunately. We had to try, though. Now I wonder if we should show them anything. That was our big shot, is that they didn't block this way, basically. We were putting them to a blocking test, which they passed, unfortunately. Yeah, you're right. Showing it doesn't change much, so let's do it and actually still try to win this game. Alright, that worked out. Not dead. Hoping to get... Yeah, I was thinking our Rebel Belt Riders was going to die, so it's nice that they didn't. But ideally, they blocked in a way that would allow us to 2-for-1 was the hope. Hey, Nick. It'd be sweet if we could punish them for their Jace strategy here. What can we do to do that? I guess if we get Living Twister, we can start chucking fire bolts around, or, well, that doesn't help. Looks like the damage may get us before Jace does anyway. Oh, here, let me get out of full control. That'll help. Well, maybe they see damages. Yeah, I don't know what they're up to, but maybe they're seeing their own mistake a little late. That, like, oh, if they answer Jace, I could just lose, so I better stop doing that. I don't know. I don't know why they switched that gear, but we'll throw this before we die. Maybe they're just trying to get information about our deck before we lose. What are you going to do when your opponent manages one blue, blue, blue on turn 4 on an empty board? We had a long deck building. The end of deck building was really tough, and I did a little bit of soapboxing, yeah. Alright, we're done now. Well, we're way outclassed against this deck. I'm not expecting to take this match. We're gonna sure try, but if I could swap decks with Oppo, I would do it in a heartbeat. Yeah, the Silver Wing to threaten Jace is probably appropriate here. I don't want to bring in Stinger. I feel like, yeah, they have big creatures, but that's not how we're supposed to win. You know, like, maybe bring in combat tricks to try and get through. But, I mean, what were their big creatures? They showed Invading Manticore and Army Token, right? So Yeah, I guess if we're like maybe take out Snare Spinner and put in Stinger. Snare Spinner's not really doing much. Skulker, Dam Breaker, yeah. But I think we just need to, got to try and race them. Well, I don't love our chances, but let's see. We got to cut something. I'm going to cut an honor here and move on. Yeah, the Lava Axe can hit Jace. Maybe that's worth it. We're running out of time, though. Wanted to at least make the change, that one change. Well, doesn't this look familiar? Come on! Do we have to keep? Funky says we gotta keep. I don't know if we gotta keep. Raptor thinks we gotta keep. We had better power for the Rioters, I might, but... Because we're in this together, Vaporkin. That's why everybody writes we. GRS wants to throw this back. Ubermensch wants to throw this back. I'm gonna mulligan. Keep this, and we'll keep that on top. Unfortunately, Rioters is not going to attack for anything on 2, which is one of its jobs, or on 3. Hasty's 0-4s or whatever. Oh, you're just a little late. I guess maybe I could have been Silverwing, but that's too bad. Still, we could honor... almost the same hand, except for the fact that we can cast all of our spells, Vaporkin. That's a pretty big difference, I think. Let's play Honor. Yeah, sure. Honor ditching land. Finding more land. Man. They're outdoing our own strategy. You didn't like... That's fair, Rattleclaw. I don't know. Here we are, though. Silverwing maxes mana. Really would love to swap this forest for a mountain, because we could threaten a 2-spell 5th turn. I think we play the flyer and set up for the future. Plaza, you say. Okay. No attacks. Scrying to the bottom. How are we going to pull this one out? Huh. All right. Everything here requires green, so unfortunately we only get one spell this turn. It's a real bummer. I guess I could have kept the land and threatened to pitch a land at the crunch and attack with our creatures, but we can threaten that next time. I think we start with a Twister here, though. choked on green and suffering with one spell a turn. If we Riders, that's not going to get us anywhere. I guess we play one of our 3s and move on with life. Yeah, Stinger, I guess, is the thing that can attack the most easily into this board. Uh-oh, can't beat Epiphany. Well, I feel like we're going to start from an 0-1 position. Really don't like trying to come back against... Well, they're going to play kind of less relevant cards like that. Maybe we have a chance. Croc, at least, is using all our mana. Yeah, sure. I mean, we can still swing. It doesn't matter we do this first or later. Like, they're trading for the Stinger or not. Up to them. I think that's good for us. We can come back with the Rioters. If we find a forest, we can go Rioters, Pollen Bright Druid. Have some options there. Oof. Manticore, so good. That's nice. That helps, obviously, a lot. Isn't a second source of green, though. We are really hosed by this lack of 2 green. Man. How innocuous my land choices seemed in the early game, whereas if I had opened on forest and kept and pitched a mountain, we'd be in such better shape right now. Magic is funny that way. Like, we didn't even talk... I didn't even think about or talk about my land decisions. I just went mountain, plains, forest, and then we pitched what was left. Top common 6-drop is Manticore. It maybe, probably is the best one. All right, we're 0 here. Okay, let's go Wolf. Tithebreaker or like Tithebreaker, Manticore, and Dambreaker are all up there fighting for top slot. They're very close together, I think all of them are. And we're not going to send in anything here. Sorry for a little slow play as I catch up with chat. That hurts. A lot of good stuff. Incoming nothing but land. Here. I'm actually just going to take this. Yeah, we could chump with the Silverwing. We can chump with that. It's later though. It doesn't really matter when we do that. And then if we wait, you know, we do have an option to find green and take that one out. Of course, just to torture me. What can we do with Twister? Let's see. Twister, we can now at least we could pitch a land and play Band Together. How do we win, though? I think we may need to band together the army. Kill what, Logan? The army? Yeah, that's one of the reasons I decided to just take it all and wait, is that we had the option to kill army this turn if we want. Yeah, we can band together the army, but then we have trouble with Skulker. Like, we may be in a spot where we actually need to try and trade with the zombie army because there's too many other things that are lethal if we don't. I'm going to pass with band together and pitching a land available to us. Unfortunately, I think we have to try and trade for the army. If your plan is to throw 12 lands at their face, that's not a game-winning strategy. We can't do that. And see, I don't think we can fight the army, Joe. You want to fight the army, but the thing that's going to kill us is the Skulker. We got to fight the Skulker and trade for the army. Unless we're, like, willing to throw non-stop lands at it or whatever. I don't like your racing plan. I don't think we're winning a race that like that, Joe. Okay. Oh, they want to get rid of our Twister as a going concern. And now we have to choose. We're post-combat, so if we twist here, is it like worth pitching a mountain at the initiate, basically? Turning this into an 8/8? Joe, you're so sad. Like, yeah, it's sad, Joe, but we did what we had to do. I don't think we're gonna do any. We're just gonna use the land in our hand. Maybe we'll draw Honor and pitch it. We can go Nahiri, Pollen Bright. It exposes that we have a Nahiri, but does set us up to... We can proliferate onto the army and Nahiri, and so Nahiri goes to 7. Yeah, we can save, but also we want to be casting spells and stuff. I guess we can go Rioters now, though. Unfortunately, well, Rioters would offer to at least trade with the Manticore. So we can even attack with it. No, it does. It just gets eaten by that, doesn't it? Never mind. All right. Oh, yeah, I should attack in the air. That was bad. 2-point punt there. We'll see if that matters. I don't think it is. I think we're just too far behind in this game, but definitely they should be at 22. And now, since Pollen Bright can actually make this bigger, we should just chump with the Twister. We don't have anything to get rid of that enchantment. Oh, we can, if we somehow make it to game 3, we consider it. Yeah, we have 2 Wanderer's Strikes. That would be nice. I'm gonna chump here. Doesn't quite do exactly what we want here. Now I think we kind of have to. We can't cast the widespread brutality anyway. We don't have the fixing. So let's... I think we got to do this now. I know it doesn't do much.
Start this fight, but I will finish it.
But what are we doing? Are we going to just die with that in our hands? I mean, Oppo's deck is really not great. It's been living off of 6-drops, but it gets to the 6-drops, and then this is great, and this is great. It's just like, it's not as some bonkers deck. It's just really well matched against us when it produces these 6-drops. This, no, now I'm, yeah, I know I could attack, like, that was a little bit more measured. Like, we're also gonna die if we don't keep on defense a little bit. Like, part of why I'm staying back, we need to kill this. We can't just sit here letting this be an abyss. And we do have, so I was keeping the Silverwing back because we're compelled to block like this, I think. We cannot continue to let, no, it's not first strike though, it's our turn. So let's see. We need 8 power on it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess we could go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not good because they can just kill all of these. Yeah, I mean, we can't play around Jaya's Greeting. We get blown out by any number of things, but we can't play around that stuff. I'm gonna chump. Maybe early for a chump, but yeah, we couldn't play around that. Their deck was better than ours, and they got the right stuff at the right time on top of that. I'm gonna scoop this up. You weren't here earlier, but I said I'm gonna be opportunistic about it. We can Dionysus. If there's time, we'll take a look, but if not, we'll do it Friday. Well, that was just an absolute smackdown. We did nothing super relevant in either game. Like, we watched Oppo dismantle us for a couple of games. That's what just happened there. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Nick. It's like, some decks are real good. I don't know if that one really was. I think it was just really good in how it was better than ours, but it wasn't amazing. It was just like, it was a good deck that hit at just the right angle. All right, we'll keep this and see what we can do with spitting these globes out. Whoa. Hey, look, a forest, James says. How about nothing but? Joe, your line had no hope of winning. Are you serious? You'd be like, if you'd picked my line, we had a chance. We had no chance. We had no chance. Your line would not have gotten us there either, I do not think. I could be wrong. It's possible to be wrong about such things, but I don't think your line was good or better than what we were up to. I don't know. I could have used a globe to get out a twister, but since we have 2 cards we're splashing in hand, I really want to use the globes for those splashes. Want to kill flux channelers when I see them. Glad that they're not doing anything with that channeler at the moment. Might need to bring in the twister just because it can kill this. But yeah, I kind of want to wait. We could set up to brutality and do so with like. What about going Prophet into Pollen Bright Druid? We accept that the Pollen Bright Druid is going to get lost when we Brutality. And then... Oh, that was an interesting pause, though. Now I'm afraid of Bad Quench. I'm just afraid enough of Bad Quench to just pass here. If they counter Pollen Bright, it's not the worst, but I also don't want to just give that to them. Well, we won't play... We're not going to play Brutality into their obvious... More and more obvious Bad Quench. Now getting tortured by lack of red. It's just... If we do Twister, Nick, we're giving up... We have 2 globes and all 3 of our splash cards. If we Twister now, we're giving up on our ability to splash, to do these splashes. It does... So then... but we either do that or we play the Druid. Yeah, Oppo's not doing anything. I'm going to follow through with this plan. Now, Croc just gets countered. I have him squarely on bad Quench here. And I kind of want to attack just to get them used to the fact that I'm willing to attack into the easy block, because we may want to get damage on the Grazer before we Brutality. So, yeah, but they could do something... Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to do this because they might not block, but I also want to get them used to the idea that I'm willing to do what we just did. Bluff attack, attack for no value, and then now they're more likely to make that block again in the future when we want to... Oh, good. We get... this still protects against Bad Quench. Only if we are deliberately like, okay, this is the one we want to give them. But so far I haven't seen one that I want to give them. And I'm going to go ahead and attack here and continue to make them have something. Alright, now we can play through Bad Quench, and what do we want to do with that? Probably just Brutality, yeah. Unfortunately, it's not the highest value because we do lose our own profit. Yeah, I mean, it gets... It gets 2. Yeah, that's true. We could do that. Yeah, we could strike. We could strike, the profit gets bigger, the riders can both attack. Croc and wing with swing with riders. Yeah, that's good too. We could all attack in brutality. I think with the brutality, there's a lot of ways to go here. I'm gonna do this though. This is my plan. There's a lot of ways we could go here, but this is what I'm doing. Why the army? Because the army doesn't die to the widespread brutality. I'm willing to offer... Like, if they want to trade the channeler off for either of these, I think that's fine. They can double block and trade for one of these, and I'm cool with that. I mean, this is fine. They're using up... We'll get rid of this channeler before it can do anything abusive. Or try to. See, maybe they have pump here. So, if we... Brutality first, we can attack with the riders that will have power. But if we brutality after, we can get the grazer. Yeah, we can hold the land. There's a lot of reasons to hold the land. 6 seems like enough mana here. Yeah, we could also just play Twister and ping and attack. Yeah, I like that. Let's just, ooh. Oh, except we can't pitch. Takes both of our mountains to, but we could return something with the forest. Yeah, if we don't do something before combat, they just block with a Death Toucher. I'm just gonna brutality. We don't get to do the trick them into the grazer bit. Clever. But it cost him a card, so it's not the worst for us. And maybe is Time Twist what they had the whole time? We've been playing around Bad Quench, but maybe not. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and Twister now. We can use the green ability to bounce lands back as we need to. Four, 5, 6, 7. So we can play a 5 and still get around Bad Quench. So let's play Croc and Send. Yeah, we might have been playing around nothing, but it sure felt like it. Well, this... Yeah, this making me think like last match, like where were our Wanderer strikes? We could have managed a lot better if we just had strikes before, although we don't have the precious horizons or planes that we need to cast this right now. I guess we turret ogre, and then we have at least something that can block the eternal. Trying to figure out if we have an attack here. We get something eaten. Now they have too many chumps. All right, we play the ogre and hope that it successfully blocks the Aven. That's not bad. Yeah, we'll keep the land for honor for sure. This is a pretty threatening wide board here. Ugh. Life gain helps them. Alright, we're stuck. I should stop throwing land. I will. I'll hold land now, I promise. Although we've got the Twister down, and we only need really one for the Honor the God Pharaoh, so I can keep playing one at least. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. If we do draw the Honor, we want to be able to cast the spells we draw from it, so I do want to deploy... Keep one land in hand for an Honor draw. Yeah, we've been transmuted brutally in today so far. Yeah, we have two Honor the God Pharaohs, but are you suggesting that's why we need to hold two lands? I think we'll find another... If we find the first one, we'll probably find another land to pitch to the second one anyway. I'm just trying to decide if we have to trade with this here or whether we're chumping. We don't have a lot of opportunities to trade, though. So, yeah, I think if we drew a source for the Wanderer Strike, we might wish we had that army token. I guess we have to do it this way. I can't trade the Ogre off because we need it to block the Flyers. Right, I mean, okay, here, Joe. Yes, we may indeed pitch this and draw Honor and a spell we want to cast, in which case, oh well. But I think it's more important to have 6 mana available to work with whatever we draw from the Honor. Just so. Now, full control. Let's see. If we attack, we get we can attack with a lot of power, and then take out the Eternal before blocks. Actually, they probably won't. They're not going to block with the Eternal. We don't even need to do that. Let's just send in and have Band at the ready. If we attack with everything, I think we can even do that. They have to block. I guess the trouble is here, they just get to block the army with the Nurture, and that doesn't do much for us, so I'm going to leave the army back. They get a free block on it. They're not going to... Might as well leave the army back. Just because the Nurture block is so obvious and reasonable. No, I want to send the Ogre to make them not want to block with the Eternal. Ooh, okay. They're going to do that anyway. Oh, this is great for us. So then we're going to take out... We let the Ogre trade with the Eternal. We take out the Nurturer. I think I like this. Seems like a fine board. Oppo agrees. Man, I feel like we had a much better deck and we're making much better decisions than Oppo was showing, but that was still very tight. Like, I think we're leaning pretty heavily on the strikes. I might even want to maybe put in another planes. All right. What did we see over there? Transmutation. Nothing we can really do about that, I guess. That's fair. I was a little hasty. I don't think, yeah. I had the rope, though. I was just kind of making quick calls with the rope oppressing me. Yeah, it's a good observation, Bucky, that the playing out the lands did allow us to cast both of those spells and cause the scoop. You know, we keep Silverwing in the air. It doesn't do a very good job in the air, but it can get a counter on it, so I guess we do that. And maybe take out the wolf for that. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Show me a mountain on top. I probably just keep this, but unfortunately we have to mulligan. Nah, Mensch, we don't... That would be so results-oriented to decide to play Triumph just because we've had some bad mana luck. Now we gotta keep and hope we find green. But if we do, it's not a bad hand. Like, I could keep the mountain just to get the crunch and get toward strike, but we really need green, so I'm gonna bury the mountain and look for a green. Come on, forest off the top. One time, dealer. Dealer hates me. Puke, puke, puke. Alright, you're a little late, but we got some green. Let's see what we can do. I'm actually going to start on Crunch. Crunch can block. And with Rioters, next turn we could be attacking for 8, potentially. Is it, I mean, is it being Roddy to double check we have the correct number of forests? Only, like, I mean, we're half and half. We're 881, and I don't see it, can't be correct to do that. Yeah, this is a problem, huh? But we can actually... We can Rioters, and then next turn we can actually band together the worm. Vaporkin, you've always had a little bit of evil about you, but that's the most evil thing that you've put forth on this stream for sure. Actually, it would just ruin the game and nobody would play it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We're just going to take all this. They're curving out on us here. If we twist, eventually we can start blocking. Gotta... Ugh. If they didn't have this, the plan I had would be fine, but now we're just up in a spot where we've got this, got a 4-5 and a 7-6 both oppressing us, and we can't get the band together power needed without attacking. And if we attack, we're suiciding into the Ceratok unless we band it. And if we band it, then we're taking 7 on the crackback from the worm, which is also pretty unacceptable. So yeah, I think we just have to play the Twister and be prepared to double block, crunch on Twister, and try to get a 1-for-1 there. Oh, I am not afraid that they will do as you proposed, because I worked with the people and designers in that building for 7 years, and none of them are that dumb, Vaporkin. Not a one of them. There's nobody at Wizards of the Coast dumb enough to suggest that as a real idea. All right, we're going to try it. Like I said, we're going to offer them these. I'm hoping the threat of the Desert Twister maybe makes them accept this trade, but we got to try. If they've got a trick, we're totally losing this game, but we got to play like they don't have it here. We're in one of those spots where we can't beat a trick, so we're playing like they don't have one. Interesting they took out the crunch, since the Twister can block the Ceratok, so that's good for us. Found some more land, also good for us, and have Wanderer's Strike, also good for us. So maybe we can come back from this. But I think I like Crocodile Attack with a 5-4. How about that? Oh, we might get countered here. No? Yeah, somehow we've stabilized against a worm and a 4-5 without even using our band together, so that's great. Well, stabilized temporarily. Now they can throw on the Ceratok and get an attack for this turn, but we have Wanderer's Strike for that. So I might be... I think we just go down to 2 here. Ah. No attack is weird. And we could even band together. We can go band together Pollen Bright Druid this turn and then have Wanderer's Strike next turn. What about that? Worried about all this pausing we're seeing. They do have this ability to tap mana. I'm going to band together now to spring any traps, make sure we understand where we're really at. I don't want to attack into it and then find out that our band together is going to get countered. And if they twist, we can work with that as well. It goes away for right now. We still get our big stuff. they're very defenseless for the turn. Yeah, they have no blocks. I don't even care about Yang Yu. I guess we do. I guess we do. I'm gonna send Twister at... maybe Twister stays back for potential blocks, and for this turn we just send these, like this. We're at 7, so I don't want to go completely defenseless in case they decide to let Zhang go here. So I want to make them either double chump or just let Zhang go, and since that happened as expected, I'm glad we have Twister back on block. Croc of their own. Well, they haven't been very aggressive on attacks. Now they are, huh? Well, I think we go to 2 and Wanderer's Strike and hope that we can work it from there. They're out of cards, so yeah, we just got to go to 2. Keep our Twister around. And we can return a tapped land to our hand. Do we need to do that? I'm not going to do it. Well, yeah, I'm not going to do it because if we draw a land, we might want our next turn's play to be Wanderer's Strike, Snare Spinner, so I'm not going to return a land to hand right now. We can do that later. Ooh, that's nice for D, but I think we just start with the strike here for now. Now we got a 7-5, and we can attack with a 7-4, and they probably trade the Croc off for that, but then we have a natural 7-5 that's very difficult to block. So yeah, I will see if they are interested in this trade. Or they're the Channeler and the Nurture. That's a fine trade as well. Even Eternal is all right, but we can start twistering now. Means we can't play the Manticore, but I think that's more valuable right now to just take out the Eternal. You know, not dying and all. Let's go like this and like this. And then drop a spinner. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if they put all 3 on, they could trade for the Croc. But if they don't, they, you know... So I'm willing to offer up a complete board wipe here. I don't want... You know, we're in a spot where they could top deck something that might allow them to just win outright. But we gotta kill them... Right. James points out, you know, if we do this, we risk losing to a top deck, but... I'm okay with taking certainly this one turn to do this. If we get top decked and lose, so be it. But okay, this is fine. Trade accepted. Not going to return lands. We want to find another one for a Manticore. So good, we got that. Yeah, now we are going to be pretty aggressive about trying to end this game and putting ourselves at a little bit of risk to do so. hard to say it's a mistake without knowing what's in their deck. Seems like it was a mistake with that life total. I would want to just take it and see if we could find an answer. But it depends on what's in their deck. All right, we made that work. That was good. All right, we're between games. I'm going to take a bio break and get a snack, and we'll be right back to keep this going, okay? Hang tight. Be right back. We're back. Let's go. Well, having a forest and a mountain seems to be just an impossibility, but we're going to keep this and give it our best shot. We got a globe ready. Pollen Bright Druid can come down. Any mountain really turns the hand on. In this case, what do we want to do? Because Pollen Bright later could proliferate onto this, or we could put a counter onto this. We could also globe and try and find the red we need to be able to honor on 3. Blue black. Probably not going to just aggro them out here. I'm going to play Guild Globe. I don't think the damage from Snare Spinner matters, and we may want to do something with Proliferate later.
I'm mysterious, refined.
Hey, Smash.
Let's
Deck is okay.
tidy up in there.
We put it at 2.5 in a best of 3 here. Least important card might actually be the Prophet. If we find red, our plays are going to be Honor and Rubble Belt before they're going to be Prophet. And getting to Crocodile plus Rubble Belt may be how we survive here. Although now I sure wish I had played a Pollen Bright Druid. Pressure this Davriel. Yikes. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the profit. It's a weird choice, but I think it makes sense to me given how I expect to see our turns sequencing from here. We could also crack the globe, but I think if we need to do that, we could do it next turn. I'm gonna have to give up here and play a Pollen Bright for a 2/2. We debated it. I mean, easy to say Snare Spinner first when you know Davriel's coming down. If we knew Davriel was coming, it changes everything, but we didn't. I talked through all the plays, Globe, Spinner, and Pollen Bright, and why we landed on Globe, but the Globe, also we need red, and so Globe gives us access to red and digs us to mountains. Yeah, also, I agree with Spinner here. Ugh. Alright, well, I don't want to lose that final card. So we can... I'm going to Rioters and attack Davriel down to 0. Sadly, we got to use up some of our fixing to do it. But I don't... You know, this might strand in our hand. I think we got to. And then we get Crocodile next turn, potentially.
Finally, nap time.
All right, can we recover? Bad start for us here. Getting Davriel'd a couple times always hurts. Looks like they want to be on D there. That's understandable. We have another Globe to play. How about Globe into Mountain? Come on, just give us a straight mountain. Let's see, we could still crack the Globe for honor if we wanted, but we don't want to. Norbert wants to hold the forest. I mean, we could, it's just... No, I can't not play land here just because we may want to pitch land eventually or whatever. Epiphany, tough to beat an Epiphany. Well, we do get Crocodile 5/4 attacker minimum. Now, the trouble is they have a 6 power, but eventually, if we get Crocodile down, the turn after, we should be able to band together the Extractor. But they just refilled, so that's going to be tough. Hey, Train. As the ticker at the bottom says, we're in a War of the Spark Best of 3 draft. Deck is just okay. We are 1-1 and trying to find our way to some gems here, but we're just okay. All right, Wanderer's Strike is interesting, but I think we still start with a Croc. And then next turn, if they tap down out of counterspell range and we can Wanderer's Strike, that could be good for us, or the band together. We got good options next turn here.
What an interesting creature. Let's see
All
how
right.
you work.
I think that's okay.
I am that which nightmares themselves fear.
Because we have the Wanderer's Strike, ooh, they got our other one.
My victory was but a dream.
Okay. I guess we strike the Extractor. And then come at the planeswalkers. And what do we care about more? I guess getting rid of Ashiok is job one. Well, we could do it like this. And then if they want to save Ashiok, they have to chump chump. And if they want to chump chump just to save Ashiok, then we get to go. Then they're so out of cards. We get band together into Ashiok next turn. I like this. In order to save Ashiok, they need to chump 2 creatures. We get Saheeli injured as well.
Enough.
See what they got. This is a big moment here. What they can come up with. Wow. What they came up with is somehow 1,000,000 blockers. 1,000,000 blockers is what they managed.
You will be haunted
Something else.
by this tool.
Alright, we got a mountain. And 6 mana, so we can actually pitch the Twister or have the band together. Do this now. Yeah, I'm going to pitch the Twister. Of course, it's going to draw us the mountain we need to use it. Should I keep the Twister? Maybe I'm being hasty. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And I want to band now. Don't let him block. And now we'll all attack Ashiok, and if they want to keep him around, it costs them everything. Or they can at least, or, you know, they might want to take all their creatures and trade for the Croc. That works too. Alright, well, they're all in on Ashiok. Good luck, all in.
You're fine.
What's one thing?
This needs to be a heck of a card in their hand right now. In library, we have 8, but this is going to be fine. I'm going to send All in Bright. Can we just win? 5, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Close to just winning. But I think we do need to ensure Ashiok goes down. Just the Croc at Ashiok? Yeah, I suppose just the Croc at Ashiok is good, because that's... They can't have anything in hand that stops that unless they create a sudden blocker. I guess if they create an army token, that could do it. You know what? Because of that, I'm actually going to send 2. It's very, very, very conservative. Very conservative that they might have another plating or whatever. But if they do, we need this Ashiok dead. And I kind of like... Look, if we just clear these planeswalkers, we're going to be fine. So I'm going to take a turn to Yeah, plating is 2 blockers. That's true. That's true. That's true. What about this? I'm not going to ignore anything.
I'm sorry, but I must
It was a
tend to my
conservative
duties.
line. I'm not, and let's see. I'm going to play the wolf because then we threaten lethal. There's 15, 16, 18, 19. They need a sweeper now. They need, like, if they have Massacre Girl, that would do it. But we're gonna risk it. I'm not sure how conservative a top pro would have been there. But it just felt like if we got rid of those planeswalkers, they very specifically need Massacre Girl to not lose, right? So I made conservative choices that extended the game. The thing is, we also couldn't kill them. We didn't have lethal attacks. So we were going to need to untap anyway. Not salty rope. I think they were just actually trying to figure out if they had any outs here. Yeah, Aid the Fallen would be very good. But we're swinging away. And they got to block, big power. I'm going to hold the crunch now because it's irrelevant to whether we win the game next turn or not. Jay Watt, ignoring Saheeli would have, because we know exactly what they had in hand now. We didn't ignore Saheeli because of what they could have had and what they might have drawn. I stand by my decisions there. I would have to, if I really wanted to sit down and really figure out which one of us had the better line, it would take a little more time and thinking than I want to put into it. But I will say that I was not comfortable with ignoring a planeswalker that would make them chumps. Catharsis, we could consider it. Over what, though? Yeah, I would almost rather have the Silverwing than the Catharsis, except they have a lot of flyers as well, so this does get around that. I've been doing Silverwing over Wolf when we feel like we need to pressure Planeswalkers. But Catharsis over 1 Honor wouldn't be the worst either here. I mean, if their plan is to protect Ashiok behind a wall of defense, which it kind of looks like it is, I don't mind that. Let's try this. It's a mix of lands and spells and a 2 and 3 drop. I love it! Hooray! We're gonna go 2, 3, probably this on 4. Maybe this. Yeah, AVB, that was the thinking. If we're gonna be conservative about this, let's be really conservative about this and think of the ways we could lose and play around them. Profit versus Spinner. Yeah, we'll take Profit here. Both of them shut down the Opportunist. They're stuck on 2. That's pretty great for us. We saw plating though, so let's keep in mind that plating could be a thing. If it is, they could trade Opportunist for profit, but that's okay. And they could not trade for this Rioters, so I'm going to play the Rioters and attack in with both. Opportunists are not super impressive here, although we cannot... no, we can get profit up to 2. Yeah, let's go ahead and pitch a mountain. Ooh, we'll keep band together, sure. And now it's a 2-for-1 if they want to trade with either of these. If they want to use 2 creatures to take out our 3-drop, I'm cool with that. So we're going to offer. Next turn we have Druid band together, or Spinner band together, or Druid Spinner. Lots of options next turn. Turret Ogre adds to them. I like attacking with band together at the ready. Seems like that's going to be good for us. We can go... Why do they main phase that? That's a great question. I don't know what they're thinking. Just frustrated? Maybe they're just, whatever, I'm stuck on 2 and they're going to crush me and I'm just going to throw this spell out. I think they're just frustrated with their mana situation and didn't really even think it through much. And I'm doing my tanking and talking while opponent is screwed, and watch them scoop in 10 seconds as I plan out this turn. We could also play Turret Ogre just to increase the rider's size. No, we really want to send in with band together ready. So let's Druid and band. And we're going to put a counter on Riders, so it's extra. Well, we can put it here, and then they'll probably try and trade with the Riders, and then we get the blowout. Let's put it here. We can even attack with the army. Happily trade off our token for theirs if that's what they want. Huh, they are not interested in that. Okay, well, we can leave band together up, but I think I just like Spinner here. If they don't want to, it's not like, you know, we're just going to use this to blow them out if they double block, so might as well drop the Spinner. All right, they're done. Sorry, Oppo, we've been there. No land, no bueno. Okay, we made gems. That's good. We're at par. We're at our par match. I called par 2.5 wins, so we are up against it, seeing if we clear par or not. Dackerman, thanks for the follow. If you want to help my stream, following, suggesting me to others to come check it out and follow is a great thing you can do. Word of mouth is how I build up my viewership, basically. Hey, Winter, we are facing elimination with our red-green War of the Spark deck. 2-1, best of 3 draft. And this has been happening to us a lot today. 1 color in our opener. And 3 spells we can't even cast right now. But a Burning Prophet that we can. And if we get any forest, we're in pretty solid shape. Although these aren't like our spectacular cards. We could mulligan this, just try to find more power in general. I think we need to keep though and hope on this one. I'm going to keep because we have a definite turn 2 play. Appreciate the follows, thanks. A boo. I'm going to attack. They seem pretty controlling. Right now we're trading 1 for 2, and that doesn't seem great, but I think we just want their life total low. Oh, the toll is real. Probably take the Rioters or the Manticore. Maybe if they're worried about the Croc and they can't really deal with it any other way, they'll take the Croc. In anticipation of us finding green. But, oh, toll is good. I think that's all right. I was curious. Okay, spacebar does the orange button. We're not going to attack. Maybe they'll just scoop to whatever we're top decking. All right, well, not a forest, but a fine start. Let's get one off the top here. Yes, perfect. Then we can save that globe for later use. And we could snare spinner to stop the Saheelis, but Arlen attacks through everything they've got right now. So I'm just going to play the wolf. If they want to get in with the Silverwing, that's cool. I like that we can play a creature that currently they can't block. I mean, they got 5 mana. They can easily play something here that allows blocking, but if their plan is to stall the board with 2 power, the wolf has other plans. We could honor away something, but actually I don't think I want to honor anything away here. We can play the Croc, and it threatens that army nicely. You want to do Snare Pharaoh? But what are we pitching if we play Honor the God Pharaoh right now? I like all these cards. I like the Spinner against the Silverwing. I like the Manticore for just beef, and I like the Croc as a no targetable way to exchange with this army. So yeah, I'm going to follow through on that. I'm just going to play the Croc and say no attacks. They get us with the Silverwing again, but then we get Snare Spinner down. Hey, Reset Press, remind me after this match, I want to speak to that topic. Do I use my gold now on formats that I have 4x'd, or do I save that for M20? Well, they're thinking a long time about whether they want to send into that croc. Looks like they've decided no. Well, we could pitch one to the other now, so I'll do that. And we'll keep the land. I want to go Spinner and then have Manticore next turn, although, honestly, we're going to cast the Manticore, right? I'm going to be greedy. Let's be greedy. Yeah, greedy. Yeah, we found it anyway. And we could even... no, we can't. Can't take out that with the band together. I'm just going to follow through on the Snare Spinner play. We'll take it easy here. Could attack with the Croc, and they might double block here, which would allow us to band together the army, but we'll wait. We'll just see if this stabilizes. Reaper is decent, means they're gonna, with all the mana they have available now, they get a card off of whatever we band together. Ooh, that's interesting. Where do we want a Horizons token? Just on the Croc to maybe get it out of range? The thing is, I think it's just destined to trade with that army. Yeah, let's go Manticore. See if they have counter. I don't think they have. They haven't really shown counters. Let's see if they've got it here. I don't think Croc for sure is obvious, because if we expect that the Crocodile is going to inevitably trade with the zombie army, it doesn't really matter how big it gets unless we can get 3 counters on it. And yeah, Wolf having a token is nice. And now we might have to do it so that we can stay large enough, but probably just okay to trade Croc and Profit off here. All right. They're not into it. Yeah, it could be plating. I mean, this is game 1. We don't know exactly what Maria is up to here. We've pitched both of our... We're done with honors, so we can really just play our lands unless we... Yeah, even if we find a twister, we can just bring the lands back, so I like playing lands. And... Horizons now. How are we winning this thing? A Snare Spinner with a counter is nice on extra defense, except it's doing the job right now as it is. Now, if they get out another one, I mean, we get Horizons on the Wolf. Maybe eventually that's good. All right, we'll do it on the Wolf. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. They've got a big army, but if we can trade for it, then we are in the driver's seat. We'll keep it and try to make this work. Does it change where we want to go? Maybe we want to go on to the army token, actually. Now, yeah, we still can. So now let's put it onto the army token. Oppo's been showing a desire to get aggressive here. Maybe they'll come in with the army. Oh, that's a good call. Yeah, we can... I like it. Winter observes that we can... actually... widespread brutality, and if they do nothing else, this becomes a 6-6, and then we can actually just band together their army and win that, and have a pretty solid situation there. Our only problem is if they have a thing to get another counter on the army. Yeah, we'll consider attacks given that scenario as well. Yeah, there's not good attacks, but if everything's gonna die, it doesn't really matter. Well, I guess it does matter, because if we do we can attack for 6 if we do run our play. Yeah, they could have plating, but I don't think they have. We're not gonna play around plating. Yeah, it does matter. Like, bluff attacking for nothing is worse than widespread into banned for actually attack for 6. So let's do that. This is a big moment. If they do anything to get the token to 7 or plating, or like, it could be bad. But we're gonna find out. Here we go. Get a scry too. That's nice. Uh-oh, they're looking around. We'll keep the turret ogre. Hopefully they're just figuring out what to reap here. Great. Reaping is what we wanted to see. Just hope they don't draw into a plating from here. Ooh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. Thank you for the warning. I wasn't sure if it was making me... It didn't have a submit 1, so it just skipped that over. And anyway. See if the army's good enough. We were out of cards. Army not good enough. See if ogre is good enough. Sometimes these deal with enchantments, and I couldn't remember all of a sudden, so. Oof. Come on. How often does a toll work on turn 17? That was pretty frustrating. Yeah, we had Oppo played an edict and a toll in the way, way, way late game, and both of them were excellent. How often does that happen? I'm gonna return a land and start chucking them. I'm actually gonna hit the army so we can attack. Ugin, damn it. Well, Ugin's probably going to take out the Living Twister. And at least we get to then attack Ugin to nothing with their turret ogre. So Ugin at least is just looks to be a 6-mana destroy target permanent spell here. 6 mana, gain 1 life. I mean, you got to, Oppo. You just got to. Unfortunately, we also cannot return and pitch anything. So, and there's no reason to return it in, how? Shock it how. We need 3 mana to do your play. Yeah, I don't know how you're shocking.
Your past is unwritten. I shall withdraw from this petty squabbling.
I'm gonna keep the land in hand just to threaten like we have something. Not much other reason to do it though. The lag is really bad. I'm not experiencing any lag on my end. If everybody is experiencing bad lag, I could try and do something. It could be my system in some way. Alright, so Train, it looks like the lag is just you. You might want to refresh the stream or otherwise.
But a dream.
Well. Tempted to just go to the face, but I suppose we should take out Ashiok. Whoa, alright, fine. You can do it this way, this, and this.
I will always return.
Well, we're flooding out a bit, but Oppo's not doing anything to stop us. Unfortunately, we're 1 point away from a 1-turn clock, but at least the crunch attacks through. Okay, perfect. Perfecto. Well, maybe not perfect. Trouble here is if we Wanderer strike the Seer and attack, they trade off for the Turret Ogre, and the crunch gets them to 2, but then we don't have an attacker. Almost makes me want to wait. Kind of a perfect draw for them to get 2 cards. Yeah, we have 1 Rubblebelt Rioters, a Vraska, a Nahiri, a Pollen, and 2 Pollenbright Druids are what's left. Oh, it says 12 cards in deck. My thing is lying to me. I don't know what we've got going on exactly. I'm gonna wait, though. I think... I'm gonna wait on the strike. Yeah, I'm gonna wait on the strike because we get a... let's see. Although, again, the thing is kind of lying to me, so what do we actually have? Okay, we legit have 2 druids in 8 cards, so I think that makes sense to wait. If we're on 2 druids. I'd be really annoyed if we lose this one, just because these came at the very end, and we're just ripping land. What I really want is the Rioters. Rioters puts us in a great spot. What I don't want is all the rest of the lands in my deck, okay? Are we done with them yet? Let's see. 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we actually have 3 more left. We're just 50-50 to draw more land anyway. I have to hope that some of our action is on top. No, this is game 1, so our deck is reset to pre-sideboarding contents. Unbelievable. I mean, it is believable. I say unbelievable like statistics aren't real. Unbelievable that we drew cards that we put in our deck. Can you believe it? I just am not in a hurry to strike an Overseer until I understand, until we have an attack that we want to make. I don't see why I should strike the Overseer unless we're afraid of another toll. I'm just going to play land out. This is fine. Don't do it that way. Always so eager to use our mana.
Go ahead. Beg for mercy. If you need my services, it may cost you more than just money.
And we could strike the Reaper here, for example, instead. What do you want to strike, Eduardo? An Overseer or the Reaper? I think we have to go for the Reaper, right? Yeah, they might sack and we don't proliferate, but still got to do it, right? Make them make their decisions right now. We're still on the turn we cast Vraska, so we don't have Death Toucher attacks yet.
Your corpse will make an excellent minion.
Feeling a little bit unlucky this one, but I think we made choices that we could.
Get out of my way!
That's interesting. I guess we keep our Death Toucher.
What death is enlightening.
They have 5, we have 4. Soon to be 4 and then 3. Yeah, we might actually get ahead of them on cards. That's a good call. I like it. Let's go, Druid. Putting a counter on our Death Toucher. Send at Lily. You attack face? No, I think we attack Lily, and then they block the Overseer. They draw. And then they pull ahead of us on Library, because now it's 4-4, and they're going to 3.
Keep your friends close. Kill your enemies.
Oh, come on! And you took... Why did you... I hate the slow roll. Maria, come on, Maria. Just do that and end me. Don't slow roll.
My dreams dissipate like smoke.
Yeah, maybe they just drew it, but come on. How long do you have to stare at it before you decide to win the game? Alright, well, we need to pressure planeswalkers big time, so we're going to do that for sure. Might even need like to bring in the assault team to have planeswalker pressure out of nowhere. Kind of like that. We drop that. That kind of pressures planeswalkers. Drop a honor. I've been taking out Wolf for the Silverwing, but Wolf pressures planeswalkers as well. Just kind of like my whole focus here. Snare Spinner less important, maybe? Strikes are good. Yeah, I think the Snare Spinner is what's catching my eye. Could bring in a Arcanist to have a little trample, but then, yeah, we're just getting into that stuff. All right, well, up against it, looking for break even. But I'm going to go with this, and it's going to be a tough matchup. They've just got Insano Planeswalkers and Aid the Fallen to get them back, so... see if we can punish them. Alright, alright. We'll keep that. Great looking start. Especially with them mulliganing and us trying to control Planeswalkers. Definitely druiding so that we can Rubble Belt for value. Might want a wolf even, though. Yeah, actually, let's start with a druid attack. Go into a wolf, and then we can riot for even better next turn. Yeah, we can riot. Question is whether we're offering the druid for the army token. I'm gonna say no right now. We'll just send in these. I guess they have the easy block, but yeah, we didn't need it. The Riders was a meaningless attack, I guess, but the second one won't be. Then we'll have enough to make that matter, matchup matter. Yeah, Narset is something we maybe could have taken out. Didn't really look closely at her, but I think you're right. They're kind of on defense and hex-proofed and all that stuff. Well, they probably take our second Riders here. That's unfortunate. That was what was going to get us through. I'm going to go Profit into Globe. Although, First Strike helps us out, huh? The First Strike is not bad. So we go First Strike and then leave Druid back. Then they can come at Nahiri, though. I guess we leave... yeah, then Druid can attack. We can just leave the Rioters back. That's what I actually like. We're gonna go Nahiri and attack with these two and protect her with Rioters.
Ringing of my sword is your death knell.
You want to attack all? And then they come back. I guess if they want to come back at Nahiri, that doesn't matter to us, right? That's fair. Yeah, let's do that. I'm with you, Norbert. Attack all. The only way to beat a better deck is to beat them quick. Great that they're doing Triumph. Like, that's perfect. That they're spending their turn on a Triumph. If they can have no significant play here. Opportunist is probably significant enough. It is a blocker. Kind of want to Globe and Profit as opposed to Honor anything. Globe and Profit, then we can Honor next turn. And they still don't have any good blocks. I guess if they want to double block the Pollen Bright Druid, it becomes a 1-for-1. Yeah. We'll Profit into Globe. I just don't know if we... There's no need to do it before we attack. Just trying to figure out our attack first. It doesn't do anything for that. So yes, we're gonna all attack. All right, they're going for the double block. We'll take out the Hexproof Menace over the 2/1. Then we get Profit and Globe. And do we want land? Not really. We'll get greedy. We're looking for... Put them up against the wall, pressure. And we'll even... Do we play the mountain or do we hold it for the honor? Reset wants to play it. Logan wants to hold it. I'll hold. I don't think they're, like... Good. There's nothing really that we get from playing it. Oh, come on. Sure, Kaya. Not Lily, I suppose. At least we can get Lilied. Must be nice, Oppo. Must be nice. Hey, we got something decent as well. Try to just want to finish them off with this. If we come with both at them, they're gonna probably take 2 and block 2. Yeah, I think that works. If they don't gain any more life, I think we have this. I can't see them. Huh? Interesting. They are going to trade. Well, that was smart of them. I don't know if they're... That's kind of a weird block to me, but I guess they got something figured out.
Monsters know better than to hide under my bed.
I question whether it's sniping. I don't think so. I think they're just smart. Also, non-stop gasoline. Like, we just cannot catch just the slightest break here.
Like smoke.
Okay. Not really okay. We can put New Horizons counter here. We put it here. Yeah, we put it here, and then... But then they can attack... We can't afford to let Ashiok live. No, Ashiok's not the problem here. That's just a whatever clock. We have many turns before Ashiok matters. But yeah, we can't attack yet, so we're gonna grow the army and eventually try to have a turn where we can sneak in 2 damage. Eduardo wants to avoid the toll by going to the face now. Is that correct? We tip our hand. The trouble is, oh, they have Reaper as well. Reaper... I'm gonna wait. We're gonna risk the toll. Yeah, we couldn't even do it now if we wanted anyway, so I don't know what we're talking about. We don't have attacks, we don't have catharsis, so... That brutality is tough to have milled. Casting the brutality probably wins us the game, basically on the spot. Oh ho! Too bad we can't get 2 damage from the turret ogre. I don't think they're Skyping. Is Maria Louise in the chat? Probably not. I think they're just protecting. 14 cards. Still got to do this. And now they don't seem to have the tools to actually block the rioters, so let's go at face with rioters. 14 is enough. I generally assume people aren't sniping. There's only been one time where there was just like, no way this was not sniping. Like, there was just one time where no normal thinking Magic player would have made the play they made without access to my hand. That's only happened once, where it was not explainable any other way. All right, come on, let's get there. If they don't do anything major here, I feel like we are in a good spot. No, we need to dodge Lily, we need to dodge Ugin.
You're fine.
Yeah, they could easily go Aid the Fallen, replay Kaya right now. Brace yourselves. Even if we come up with this game, this is going to be a tough match to win if we can find our way to this game. Well, they waited forever to end my hopes last game by Aid the Fallen. Maybe they're doing it here. Oh, man. Yep. F you, Maria. I'm sorry, but play faster. Don't break my heart like that.
I'll phase through anything that stands in my way.
Although I think we're close to still having them. Kinda. Slow rolled, slow rolled. Look at that. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Play the crunch. Crunch swing out at them. Yeah, I suppose that's like our best hope, huh? I think I like trying to get there through... And now we're just a mana away. That's the problem. That's all right, though. We still have... we can attack them again next turn.
Behold, I lost my appetite.
One, monsters know better than to hide under my bed.
Yeah, it's the Spark Reaper life gain that's actually gonna make us unable to break through here. Oh man, just tap out. One more thing. Tap out! Tap out! Well, we played it tough against a much, much better deck. But there, yeah, I guess the only thing we can do is catharsis their face and hope they don't do it. That's all we got. That would have been the other way to do it. See if they sack something at end step. Yeah, end step might have been a little bit better of a chance. Thanks, Raptor. Bummer. We only got 2 wins, but we had par at 2.5, and we ran into a heck of a buzzsaw of a deck there. So I'm going to claim this prize. We'll go get the packs, and then I'll soapbox for a sec. This. We're close on 4x of rares, I think, yeah. Mythics are what we're looking for, so that was nice to get mythics. All right, I'm going to say thank you to our YouTube viewers, and see you next time over there. Bye.